Hi there, welcome to CarlaVoyance, where I discuss all things intuitive, Akashic records, and counselling. I'm the owner of Carla's Realignments and the author of various personal development books. I'm your host, Carla Savannah. Thank you for joining me.
Hi Patreon family. This week we welcome Janine to our Patreon family. Let's continue on with this month's theme, After the Awakening. Last week I discussed how after an awakening we start to receive some intuitive guidance from the conscious thinking mind, the 5D. It's like an extra little voice of reason that starts to kick in. This makes us realize that we have more choices than we thought we did. We start to take more responsibility for our actions. Plus, I hope you've all started practicing asking some better quality questions where we're able to hear the difference between our physical, instinctive self, that's part of the physical body, and our conscious, intuitive mind. Hopefully you'll be able to already pick the difference based on last week's conversation. So today I want to continue on with some helpful tools. Remember that during the awakening, you will feel like the caterpillar that's gone into the chrysalis. You become one big vibrational mess of cells in the hope that you will become the butterfly on the other side. While you're in the state of what I call this vibrational mess within the chrysalis, it's a time for self-care and self-love. So I always urge everyone to write a list of ways that they like to do this, how they like to self-care and self-love. Remember, everyone is different. So whatever self-care looks like to me, for example, might not really look different, might look very different to what self-care looks like to you. The list that you create for self-care, it should sound a bit something like this. So I know I'm caring for myself when I cook myself a nice meal and enjoy it quietly, when I have a warm bath, when I'm not rushing around, when I listen to music, when I dance, when I speak to my best friend, when I take 5 minutes to quietly sit down and enjoy a tea or a coffee, when I read a book, when I walk with my dogs. I think you get the point. So you want to make this list as long as you can possibly make it. It's important to have this list readily available to you always. That way, when you're feeling as though you need some self-care or a self-care day, you can refer back to this list and just simply pick something that you feel like doing off that list. Remember that you're shedding away the old skin and trying to become the new version of you. So you can't take the old you with you. So my next piece of advice is it's time for decluttering, letting go of what no longer serves you. You don't want to bring the baggage of the past with you into your new life. How much space you make for yourself now will determine how much space you have for the new to come in. If you don't clear out and make enough space for something new to come into your life, then don't be surprised when nothing changes, because you simply just don't have enough room or enough space in your life for anything more. Decluttering involves going over old jewelry, gifts, clothing, furniture, etc. Things that carry energy of the past, a past event or a time or a person which no longer plays a positive role in your life. Get that old energy crap out of your house and out of your energetic field. Some people hold on to old energies and vibrations. When I do a property clearing, I often find energetic interference within someone's energetic environment, which is usually, ancestral hand-me-downs or gifts or furniture, maybe even sometimes from previous emotionally abusive relationships. Then people wonder why they keep attracting the same types of relationship patterns over and over again. Release it. Say thank you for the lessons that it taught you, and say goodbye to the patterns associated to those things. This might even mean saying goodbye to people who no longer carry matching energy to where you are headed. Thank them for what you've learnt from them, from their friendship, and reduce the amount of time that you spend with them. Find a tribe, a community, a group of people that are headed in the same direction as you. Look closely at where you're headed, where you hope to be in 5 years from now, and start looking for a support system that helps to condition where you intend to go, okay? Release these past or old energies or people who just no longer, I know it sounds very selfish, but who just no longer serve your purpose. The last little thought I'd like to leave you with for today is learning to be open to new things. Be open to experiencing something different. Source really is not interested in your old patterns or the old patterns that you run in general. Source is interested in growing, learning, and expanding. So therefore, Source is interested in what new patterns you have to create, okay? Take a different route to work, start a new hobby, talk to a stranger, do something you would never ever thought of doing, before. Dance on the street, do something spontaneous, surprise someone, get playful with your daily habits. I decided to jump out of an airplane when I was going through my awakening, which is probably not something that I would recommend everyone to do. But it definitely created a shift in my energy and a novelty in perspective, I think. I was raised with a mother who was extremely fearful of her own shadow. So when I told my mother that I was going to jump out of an airplane, she looked at me like she was going to have some sort of coronary. But I bet you if God had had a hand, he'd probably be patting me on the back, for having the courage to actually do something that was completely outside of my comfort zone, like jumping out of a plane, But I bet you I bet you that if Source Energy or God was in a physical human experience, I'm sure that he'd want to experience everything possible, and jumping out of a plane would probably be an exhilarating, exciting thing, for them to experience in physical body and physical emotional form. So so the novelty of doing new things breaks old predictable patterns and gives you an opportunity to send a clear message out to the universe that, hey, I'm still a player in this game. I've still got something new to offer. Don't give up on me just yet. I'm still evolving. I want to have some new features and new upgrades. So let's recap for this week. Number 1, write a list of all the things that you can do as a self-care or self-care activities. Make them simple and easy to do. Number 2, declutter and release what is no longer a vibrational match to where you are headed. Let go of the old and make way for the new. And number 3, try something new, something totally different or outside of your normal scope of what you would normally do. Next week, I'm going to delve into a couple more little tools to help you after the awakening. I hope you've enjoyed these little ones or these little few episodes that give you some little tools so far. And please feel free to give me any sort of feedback. I always welcome any feedback. I'm Carla Savannah, and I hope you have an amazing day. Mwah.